What's up, boxing fans? This is TBE Boxing, back at you again. Today's topic: Jermell dares to be great, takes on Canelo, tells Crawford, come up to whatever weight I'm fighting. Let's chop it up and see what it's all about.
Got the money for minutes, pretty bitch, gotta show me titties. This is the life that I chose, huh? On the block with the pole, huh? This is the life that I chose, huh? On the block with the pole, huh? That life before riches, huh? That life before riches, huh? Pretty bitch, show me titties, huh? And I got the glazzy run up on me, I'ma make you get it. I'ma make you get it.
Okay, boxing fans, let's talk some boxing. All right, so the big fight is supposed to be coming up next in September. Another uh, undisputed versus undisputed. In this time around, we have Jermell Charlo, uh, undisputed 154 pounds against Canelo Alvarez, undisputed at 168 pounds. So this is the undisputed versus undisputed fight. Now, this should be a great fight. It should be an action fight. I think Canelo had a lot to prove lately, since his last few fights haven't gone that well for him. He hasn't really knocked anybody out or hasn't looked that well in the last couple of fights. Actually, he lost his fight with Bivol, and his fight with John Ryder. A lot of people were saying looked like Canelo lost a step or two. So a lot of people are saying that Jermell Charlo caught Canelo at the right time, and that Canelo is ready to go, and that Jermell Charlo might be the one to send him on his way. Well, that remains to be seen. But one thing that people have been talking about, this fight with Canelo and Charlo, is that whether or not Charlo is going to come back down to 154 pounds after the fight with Canelo, win or lose, and then take on uh, Terence Crawford at 154 pounds. Okay, is that going to happen? Personally, I don't think so. I think that Jermell Charlo is going to stay at 168 pounds, win or lose, uh, and that fight with Terence Crawford in history is not going to happen. I don't think Jermell Charlo actually wants that fight. And the only reason I think that he actually said that he was going to come back down to 154 is because he was getting a lot of flack from people, in that when he was talking to James Harden at the Spence fight, and Spence, Terence Crawford was trolling him while he was fighting Errol Spence in between the rounds, like when they was giving Spence the 8 count. Uh, Terence was telling Jermell Charlo he's next, and so somebody asked Jermell Charlo. It was James Harden was the and Jermell Charlo was like, I don't know what he's talking about fighting me. I don't know what he's talking about. I'm getting ready to fight Canelo. So a lot of people saw that clip, and it was like they didn't really like the energy that Jermell Charlo displayed, and they was call him out on it, and he basically was getting a lot of flack, a lot of comments about he's basically trying to duck Terence Crawford. And so now, when he heard all this noise, Jermell Charlo decided that he was going to come and make a statement, and he made the statement that he made that he's going to come back to 154. But recently, at his press conference with for the Canelo fight, he said something else about Terence Crawford in that fight. They asked him that question again, and this is what he had to say. So let's go to the videotape and see what he said.
So if you beat Canelo, is the plan for the mega fight with you and Crawford for 150?
If we can make it at that weight division, I mean, whatever weight division I'm at, if wherever we still boxing at the same time, let's do it.
Whoa! What's that? Let's go back again and listen to that again. We gotta hear that again. Hold on.
It wasn't, Earl just didn't come to and snap back, but you live to fight another day, and that's what he wants. So
if you beat Canelo, is the plan for the mega fight with you and Crawford for 150?
if we can make it at that weight division.
So he said they're asking him if the next after he fights Canelo, if he's gonna fight Terence Crawford next year. He said if we can make it at that weight division. So right away, that's saying to you he's not coming back to 154 pounds, because he's saying if we can make it. He's not saying I'm coming back like he said previously. I'm coming back to 154 to claim my throne. He's not saying that here. Let's continue.
I mean, whatever weight division I'm at.
Whatever weight division I'm at. That's never. So he's saying, if I'm at that weight division, whatever weight division I'm at, let's continue.
If wherever we still boxing at the same time, let's
If we're still boxing at the same time, if we're still boxing at the same time, let's do it.
do it. I'm down to fight any one of these motherfuckers.
So there you go. So right there, that tells you that this fight is not going to happen with Terence Crawford and Jermell Charlo at 154 pounds. The only way that fight is going to happen at 154 pounds with Jermell Charlo and Terence Crawford is if we drag Jermell Charlo into the ring, kicking and screaming against his will to fight Terence Crawford. That's the only way it's going to happen. Okay, I'm telling you that now. I told you the same thing about Errol Spence, and I'm telling you the same thing about Jermell Charlo. The only way the fight is going to happen, we're going to have to drag Jermell Charlo into the ring, kicking and screaming against his will to fight Terence Crawford, and that's the only way this fight is going to happen. We have to stay on top of Jermell Charlo, constantly questioning about the fight to make it happen, and that's the only way the fight is going to happen. It's not going to happen any other way. Okay, just let's go back over that again one more time, just so you can hear it for yourself, in fullness. Let's listen to it one more time.
And that's what he wants. So
if you beat Canelo, is the plan for the mega fight with you and Crawford for 150?
if we can make it at that weight division, I mean, whatever weight division I'm at, if wherever we still boxing at the same time, let's do it.
You heard that? If we can make it at that weight division, whatever weight division I'm at, if we're still boxing at the same time, then let's do it. So that doesn't sound like a ringing endorsement to me. That doesn't sound like somebody that's planning to fight this person at 154 pounds. That doesn't sound like Charles coming back to 154 pounds to me. It sounds like he's saying whatever weight division I'm at. Let's just do it one more time. One more time.
I'm down to fight any one of these motherfuckers.
Champ, you was dealing with a little injury.
And that's what he wants. So
if you beat Canelo, is the plan for the mega fight with you and Crawford for 150?
if we can make it at that weight division, I mean, whatever weight division I'm at, if wherever we still boxing at the same time, let's do it. I'm down to fight any one of these motherfuckers.
Champ,
And that's what he wants. So
if you beat Canelo, is the plan for the mega fight with you and Crawford for 150?
if we can make it at that weight division, I mean, whatever weight division I'm at, if wherever we still boxing at the same time, let's do it. I'm down to fight any one of these motherfuckers.
Champ,
And that's what he wants. So
if you beat Canelo, is the plan for the mega fight with you and Crawford for 150?
if we can make it at that weight division, I mean, whatever weight division I'm at, if wherever we still boxing at the same time, let's do it. I'm down to fight any one of these motherfuckers.
Champ, you was dealing with a little injury.
So there it is. You heard it yourself from the horse's mouth. He's not going back down to 154 pounds to fight Terence Crawford. Okay, he said it himself right there. You heard it yourself. Whatever weight division I'm at, if we're still fighting at the same time, okay. If I'm so, we see that it doesn't look like Jermell Charlo is gonna go back down to 154 to fight Terence Crawford. Which I mean, it doesn't really make much sense for him to do that anyway. I would think if you're gonna go to 168 pounds, okay, and we have no idea what condition he's gonna be in after the fight with Terence. Excuse me, after the fight with Canelo Alvarez. That is Jermell Charlo and Alvarez. We don't know what shape Alvarez is gonna. I mean, Jermell is gonna be in after that fight. A lot of people, fought Canelo and got hurt, and it's possible that Jermell could get hurt in this fight and not be in any condition to fight a Terence Crawford at 154 pounds. We all saw what happened to Errol Spence and Terence Crawford. It's conceivable that Jermell could get beat just as bad or even worse than how Errol Spence was beaten by Terence Crawford, and so we might not never see that fight, even if Jermell was to come back down to 154. Even if he can, we don't know what's going to happen in this fight. That's basically what it comes down to. Okay, between Jermell Charlo and Canelo. And just to show you, one of the reasons why this fight, between Jermell Charlo and Canelo Alvarez might not go that well for Jermell Charlo, let's go back to the videotape again and take another look.
Al, one of the guys that he really prepped me before I have something like this to do, and he told me, conversations. We just have like dope conversations. One thing that I do like about that like a lot of people don't know, Al always called me like late at night, and I'll probably be like, on that Hennessy or some shit. I'm like, damn.
You heard it. He said, Al might call me, but I might be under Hennessy, and I'd be like, "Duh." So again, this is another reason why I think that, Jermell Charlo might not have a shot at winning this fight against Canelo Alvarez. The drinking, okay? These guys drink. We all saw, Broner. We all know about Errol Spence and the car crash and the drinking. And these guys are all buddies, right? These guys hang out together sometimes. Especially Spence and the Charlos and Adrian Broner, and all these guys. I guess you could call them drinking buddies. Okay, at the end of the day, I mean, I don't want to get into anybody's personal business or anything like that, but he the one that brought it up, so I gotta make a comment on it. That is Jermell. He brought up the Hennessy. So I'm making this comment on it. I don't bring any of that stuff up. I just keep it boxing 100%. But that's part of the game. He brought it up, and so we're gonna, address it. So the fact that these guys are always drinking to the point where he's saying that Al calls him, and he doesn't really want to talk really because he's not in the condition to talk because he be on his Hennessy. You know what I mean? And from the way he said it, it sounds like he's on his Hennessy a lot. Okay, so it's things like these why I'm thinking that these guys, Jermell, Spence, Broner, these guys are basically all in the same category when it comes to alcohol. They abuse it. They shouldn't be abusing it while they're fighting, but they do. And the results speak for themselves. I mean, we know that Mayweather was a guy who was all about hard work and dedication, and he never drank or alcohol or smoke. The same thing with Terence Crawford. Okay, these guys take their craft seriously, and so the results speak for themselves. We saw with Mayweather, 50-0 TBE, and we see with Terence Crawford ATG, right? So these guys take their craft seriously, and they didn't partake of any alcohol or tobacco or any other vices that could compromise their career in boxing. But we see that that's not the case. That's not the case with Jermell Charlo. So that put another asterisk, next to his name when it comes to this fight. So that's another thing to consider. All right, when you're trying to make a decision on who you think is going to win this fight between Jermell Charlo and Canelo Alvarez. Now, I'm not going to make a prediction now. I'm going to wait until later on down the line, take a look at Jermell Charlo some more, see what he's looking like. Get some. Maybe we could look at some sparring footage if there's any, and see what he's really looking like at 168 before I can say who's going to win. But I can tell you right now that I'm leaning towards Canelo because based on the fact that he's more experienced, and he's been fighting it that way a long time. Jermell has never fought at that weight, so there's a lot of factors why I'm leaning towards Canelo. But I'm not writing Jermell Charlo off because he does have the skills and the physical attributes to possibly win this fight. So we'll see how it all plays out. So I'm not gonna make this video a long video, just touching a few bases. I'm gonna come back again and make some more videos, and we're gonna talk more about this fight that's coming up between Jermell Charlo and Canelo Alvarez. So with that said, I'm gonna leave it there. This is TBE Boxing saying I'm out.
Got the money for minutes, petty bitch, gotta show me titties. This is the life that I chose, huh? On the block with the pole, huh? This is the life that I chose, huh? On the block with the pole, huh? That life for riches, huh? That life for riches, huh? Pretty bitch, show me titties, huh? And I got the glazy run up on me, I'ma make you get it. I'ma make you get it.